Hey everybody, David here, and today I'm going to be talking about Arrow Season 6, Episode 7, Thanksgiving. And this was an interesting way to spend Thanksgiving if you're in the United States. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way. Canadians, like myself, have already had Thanksgiving last month in October. But you guys are having Thanksgiving right now, and this was a nice treat for Thanksgiving. I'm telling you now, I really enjoyed this episode a lot. Arrow, once again, just like in Season 5, is killing it this season. I love it. So let's get down to this. Arrow, Green Arrow himself, or I should say Oliver Queen right now. Oliver Queen is arrested, taken into custody, because apparently the FBI has proof that we never really got to see, that Oliver Queen is the Green Arrow. I was hoping to see that evidence in this episode, but they didn't show it. But that FBI agent, she's not giving up, man. She's living up to her promise that she's gonna take down this Green Arrow once and for all. So I'm really loving this storyline that they've been playing with, and they've been playing with it really well, I thought. I do think the season is gonna end with Oliver Queen outing himself as the Green Arrow. Because I do know something like that does happen in the comics, and I know Smallville even did it, where in the last season of Smallville, Oliver reveals his secret to the world. So I do think something like that similar will happen on Arrow. And if they do, I'd applaud the writers for it, because it would definitely bring them in a new direction that a superhero TV show centering on a character would never have done before. We never had a TV show where the main hero outed himself that he was the guy under the mask. I think that would really solve the identity problem and really shake things up for Arrow moving forward from here on out. But we'll see. I mean, Season 6 is almost halfway through. We're almost at the mid-season finale. We first have to get to the crossover next week, which I'm really excited about. I also thought Oliver's bail was a little quick. I thought they kind of got him out. I know Felicity and Curtis are doing their whole second job thing, which they kind of butted heads today about. Because both of them aren't really consulting with each other about this. I thought that was really good that we got a little bit of that. Because both, specifically Felicity, she never, she always does things behind people's backs without any consequences. And Curtis, I was on Curtis with this one. I thought it was uncool that Felicity did that, because she's always like that. And I like the character of Felicity, but sometimes those are the little irks that we can get from her that we don't like. Like, wait a minute. Yeah, Felicity, you have no right to be mad at Curtis. Curtis has the right to be mad at you because you went behind his back. I agree with him on that. Going back on Oliver, though, okay, let's talk about John Diggle here for a second. So John Diggle, his nerve damage finally gets to him, despite Curtis helping him out. And Oliver finds out because of Felicity, once again, going behind people's back and telling them about it. But I don't blame Felicity, because whatever, they're on that part, because this is something serious, and Diggle was keeping it from Oliver. Plus, Felicity and Oliver are going to get married soon, let's face it. And Oliver talks to Diggle, and they both kind of have a little spat, but they pretty much made up afterwards, saying that Oliver was I made a mistake choosing you as the Green Arrow, thinking that you would be capable of being this handling this mantle. And I thought they were gonna wrap it up after they apologized, but it looks like at the very end there, Oliver kind of hints that, I'm going to be the Green Arrow for now, but once you start to get better, you can get the mantle back. And I thought that was interesting. And it kind of has me a little bit worried. Are they planning on, writing off Stephen Amell? Because I don't want Stephen Amell to leave. I think Stephen Amell is the show. That's like, if the Arrow writers do that, I'm going to give the Flash writers crap for not doing that with Wally on The Flash, because everybody wanted Wally to be the main character for a while. They could have had Grant Gustin on Legends of Tomorrow, make him Savitar on that show, keep him there for a while, and have Wally taking care of the show on The Flash. That would have been cool, because it made more sense, because in the comics you have all those Flashes that have been main characters, the main title character in the comics. So it would have made sense for The Flash. With Arrow, I don't know if you can do that the same way, because Green Arrow has always been Oliver Queen to a lot of people. I know there's been other characters that have taken the mantle too, but from my understanding, it hasn't been as successful as the Oliver Queen run as Green Arrow. So I think with this show, it's the same thing. I mean, it would be cool if Diggle and Oliver like swapped once in a while. That would be cool. I'd be okay with that. To kind of like have Oliver have his okay time. But I think this whole Oliver is keeping his son out of the dark from this. I get it, but I think it's going to blow up in his face eventually really big. His son and him aren't going to be talking for a while. Remember, in the future, if that future comes to pass that we saw in Legends of Tomorrow, Connor Hawke is actually John Diggle Jr. So we don't even know what happens to William in the future. I mean, maybe one day, if the future doesn't go that way, maybe one day William is the one that becomes Connor Hawke. Who knows? Or, I think it will go the way Legends had predicted, because Grant Wilson is also out there, and we just got a name drop of Grant Wilson last week. So I don't know. There's a lot of things that they're hinting at that could come to be one day. I will also say about this episode, I really did like the Caden James and Black Siren stuff that was going on. They were the villains of this episode once again. I'm really loving Katie Cassidy as Black Siren. I can't express that enough. Every time she shows up, you can tell she's having a blast playing the villain. I think it's great for her. I'm loving her as this character, much more so than Laurel, the Laurel that she played originally. So getting to see her play this new take, it really is a lot of fun. I'm having a blast every minute she's on screen. And Caden James, apparently he was causing all this ruckus just to get into a conversation with the Green Arrow, which I thought was cool, because they gave us a hint at what he's trying to accomplish, is that he's trying to get revenge for Oliver Queen on, I guess, killing his son. They don't really... That's what it's kind of hinted at, I guess. But they don't even know who his son is. So I'm going to guess that his son is a villain that we've seen in the past. It could be a main villain. Maybe not. If I had to guess, maybe Adrian Chase. Because we do know Adrian Chase, that wasn't his real name. But Adrian Chase was getting revenge on Oliver because he killed his father, so that wouldn't make sense. I don't know. It could be a minor villain. It could be a character we never even seen before. I mean, that's kind of what happened to Adrian Chase, right? We saw Adrian Chase's father getting killed last week, right? It was the flashback episode, the one where we got to see him in the Year One costume. I think it was that episode. I can't remember now if we saw Adrian Chase's father being killed or if they just hinted at it. It was that episode, right? Anybody want to confirm if we saw Adrian Chase's father getting killed? Comment below. I also like that little conversation that Quentin Lance and Dinah had in this episode. Both of them were talking about how both of them had to deal with similar situations where Quentin doesn't really want to face Black Siren because, it's not his daughter, but he still can't kill her because there's goodness in him. And it was the same situation with her a couple weeks ago with Vigilante, knowing that he was her old partner. So, and she said that exact quote to Quentin. And finally, we got to see Thea wake up again. It's funny because I put on a poll on Twitter asking people, when did they think Thea was going to wake up? And I put sometime this season, season 7, season 8, and the final poll I put was season 9 and or beyond. And quite a bit of people voted for that last one. And man, were they wrong, because she woke up right at the end of this episode. And even I was kind of shocked. I didn't think they were going to wake her up in this episode. I thought Willa Holland was going to just have another easy paycheck this week, and that was going to be all for her. But no, they woke her up, and yay, that's awesome. Right in time for the crossover. Is she going to be part of the crossover? I don't think so. But it's nice to have Thea back, waking up. We never really got to see much of her interacting with her nephew, so it was nice getting to see that little interaction there at the end, especially since Felicity's been spending a lot of time with her nephew. Who knows? Maybe William can spend a lot of time with Thea now that Thea's not a vigilante. Maybe we can see a little bit of that aunt and nephew dynamic as well. So I would like to see a little bit of that. With that being said, guys, this was a really great, solid episode. I really had a great time with this one. And Arrow, like I said, once again, is the master at doing this. And it makes sense, too, since it was the first show that started off this Arrowverse. All the shows are doing pretty well this season. But Arrow is the one that I think is masterfully killing it. Actually, you know what? Legends is really killing it, too. I'm really loving both of them. Right now, Legends and Arrow are my two top favorites. Flash, it's the last episode was really good, so hopefully Flash will start picking up now. And Supergirl right now is the weakest one for me this year so far. Other than that, I'm gonna be doing a DC TV ranking week, where every Saturdays, instead of doing a whole podcast on these shows, I'm just gonna rank the episodes of each week. I think that will be a little bit more fun to do, and something different, because I think a lot of people are doing podcasts talking about all these shows. So I want to try to do something a little bit different. I'll try to do it every Saturday starting this week. And yeah, guys, that's it. So hopefully next week is the crossover. Arrow's going to be on Monday along with Supergirl. So I'm going to do the crossovers, both crossovers. Supergirl and Arrow I'll do on Monday night on one video, and then Tuesday night I'll do Flash and Legends. So I'm going to do the whole crossover in 2 videos both nights. So until then, take care. I guess that's it.